All right, welcome back to Mazuma. It's good to have you here for this webinar this month. Today we're going to be speaking and discussing about what questions to ask yourself each month about your business. Okay, as a business owner, what kind of questions should be going through your mind? Now, we can't address every question or every scenario or, and this is very subjective information that I'm about to present to you, but it's principles based, and I think it really contains a lot of good information for a lot of business owners out there, that if they're thinking through some of these things every month, then it will really improve their business and their experience with their business. Okay, a business is not an idle thing, not a dead thing that just sits there. It's definitely a living, breathing thing. It's almost like, we hear people say, oh, this business, it's my baby, right? And there's a reason why they use that analogy, I think. I think it's probably one of the best analogies. It's a living, breathing thing that requires your attention, and the more attention that you give it, the more you influence the direction it goes and the way it grows up. Okay, and so think of your business as an element that is highly influenced by your own attention and what you give it. So it certainly deserves at least a monthly, step back away from the driving wheel and look and see what's going on with your business and how you can change that if need be. All right. So what's kind of the first thing that I think should be done every month as a business owner? And that first thing is get your financial statements in front of you. Okay? So number one, get financials. At least your profit and loss. All right? Just get your profit and loss for the most recent month in front of you and start looking at it. And if you can, line up the prior months from the beginning of the year through today. Have a monthly snapshot of your profit and loss so that you can look for trends. All right, so you're looking first, just what's the overall health of my business? Is my revenue going up? Are my expenses going up or down? What's my net profit looking like, that bottom line number? Just digesting kind of an overall high-level feel of what's going on in your business is the first place to start. And then you're asking yourself, do I like what I'm seeing here, right? And so as you analyze that and review that, you look into things that you can control that are going on in your business and evaluate things that you can't. Okay, and I call that behavior, your own behavior, which you can control and how it's impacting the business. And then trends, which are things that are outside of your control and outside of your own behavior that could be impacting the business. All right, so what kind of behavioral changes, if I made, would affect my business? All right, so let's put that as number 2. Consider your behavior. As you look at the numbers and you're comparing, from month to month, maybe you see your travel expenses are going up, and so maybe you've been flying first class lately, or maybe you've been renting the nicer car when you go take trips. If I change that behavior, how is that going to affect my business? All right, how's that going to affect my travel expenses? Maybe I am considering whether to make an investment in marketing. That's a behavior, that's an action I can take, right? And behavior that I can take action on to affect my business. If I invest in marketing, how is that going to change the trend that I'm seeing in my monthly financial statements. So marketing, tools and resources that you can invest in, those are questions that you want to ask yourself each month. Should I put more money here? Should I put more money there? Where am I going to choose to put my money to try and change the trajectory, improve the trajectory that I'm seeing as I look at my monthly financial statements? All right. Number 3, trends that I mentioned, things that I can't control. What kinds of things are going on outside of my business, outside of my own behavior that might impact things? So you look at, the economy. Maybe your business is heavily reliant on construction, and the economy and the way and whether people are building homes determines how much business you get. Okay, consider those trends. Maybe you want to look at trends that are going on with your vendors. All right, maybe Google ads or Google income is a way that you generate that you leverage Google's platform to generate revenue. If they change their algorithm, how's that going to affect you, right? So industry, economic, vendor factors, competition. What's your competition doing? If they develop this new tool that allows them to drop their prices, how's that going to affect you? So these are all things that are outside of your control, right? That you maybe can't change what happens with them, but as you're looking at your monthly financials and are looking at the trend, your own business trends, you evaluate how these outside trends or of economics and industry market trends will affect your business, okay? So that you can plan for those in the future. And so really these two, number 2 and 3, and 1 also, it's really just all about budgeting, right? Looking at the history that's occurred and letting that take your mind into the future and letting your behavior and these economic outside trends affect your projections for the future in your business. All right, so those 3 items are a couple that I've highlighted here at the beginning. Now, number 4, I would suggest is, and you could put a myriad of things here, but you're looking at financially impactful things. Taxes are definitely an element that needs to be considered, or other bills. You could kind of lump in any bill or financial obligation that you have in the future that you're not facing right now, that needs to be considered. Look ahead and realize the impact that that's going to have on you in the future, and decide, am I ready for that? Do I need to change that? What is that number? A lot of times we may have our financial statements in front of us, but it's not always easy to get to that number, know what that liability is going to be. So planning for that is important. And really, if you can do that on a monthly basis, I know a lot of these things just don't get the attention they deserve. They may get looked at once every 6 months or once every 3 or 4 months. But really, if you can break it down into monthly, this is about a monthly cycle, and you break it down into these smaller chunks to process, you find yourself able to comprehend it more and understand it more as you do it more frequently, right? And also, you're able to address some of these behavioral problems that may be arising, things that you're doing in your business that aren't helping, or these trends, you're able to get ahead of them a little bit more because you've been able you've been looking at it more frequently. Well, the same thing goes for taxes. it's a lot easier in June or July to take a look at what your net profit is and what it might be come December and start planning for that tax bill now, as opposed to waiting until the year's over and in February, March, finding out what the tax bill is and having to pay it in April. So giving your business a little more attention and realizing that there's things about your business that you can control and things about your business that you can't control, and doing that each month, right? Stepping back, evaluating, taking a deep breath, and evaluating those items on a monthly basis will allow you to change the direction of your business and raise it up just like that child. As we all know, if you've got kids, you've got to put effort and energy into raising them. They don't just raise themselves properly. Doing this will allow you to raise your business and make it become ultimately what you want it to become. So hopefully that helps you walk through some of the things that I do on a monthly basis and that you can do on a monthly basis to improve the direction that your business is headed and improve your experience with it. So thanks for joining us this month. We'll look forward to next time.